Hi, it's Debbie with D.Ann's Designs. Been working on a journal and wanted to share it with you because I think I finally have finished it. This one's called Vintage Memories. It's going to be kind of a vintage, shabby, and faux leather is what I've been working with. So let me get to this. Just started. This is going to be the journal holder. This is kind of a faux leather look. I'm hoping that's what I got off of it. This is going to be one file folder that I've used. This is the first half of the file folder. Okay, so I've started with sewing pattern paper, the tissue paper, and I've attached it onto here using Mod Podge. And then I came back and I did a little shoe polish on it. Then I came back and I stamped with it. And then I did some embossing, stitched it all together, and then I Mod Podged it all. As you can see, I did the shoe polish to the inside also, as I wanted to be sure that all ends were covered, so when you opened it up, we didn't have anything manila showing. This is also a key that I've decided to establish in here, and I hung it on with twine. This is the back of it where I decided to use my sanding, and the reason I did that is because I should be able to see more worn leather look going onto the back of this as it's holding the journal. So this should be the part that's always down and rubbed. As you've often seen leather get rubbed, it will leave its worn marks. So that's what I tried to create here, is the worn mark on this faux leather. This is also called Memories on the front. This is a cardstock type paper. I've used shoe polish on it, and then I simply used my stamped Memories and embossed it in the gold. So then we bring you back to the journal. This is the front cover of the journal. This is the second half of the file folder. So I brought it in and stitched along in through here. I do not have sewing paper attached onto this, nor did I do any stamping on it. I wanted to leave it just with a faux leather look and some embossing on occasions into here. The image, and I wanted it to look more like it had been burned into the leather. So that's why you'll see the black that's around it and around the image mixed in with the brown. And this is, again, cardstock paper down into here that I've used to emboss Memories onto, and we have some brass heads that we used here. It's a 5 pamphlet stitch, and it's a single signature. We go to the back, and you'll see a doily that has been placed on here to stencil with, and then sealed on. Okay, so then that brings me into the front of this journal. So this is going to be the front area. This is immediately with pockets. This is also going to be decoupaged onto and then sealed off, of course. After the shoe polish, it became sealed off. And then we have the 3 brass heads that'll run on each side of this pockets. So I have to give the faux leather look image onto the pocket area. And this is my tag, which is also a shoe polish tag. It's also been embossed and decoupaged on. Try to bring that up to where you can see it. Shoe polished area. And then here's another one. And it's been embossed on the top and on its bottom. This little girl image, who I thought was just adorable, placed on here with some other collages. This next piece that I put in here is a little matchbook that I've created. This image is stamped on a Tim Holtz stamp. And then we carry the perfume label to the back. You open this up and you just have several little pages for you to write in. And she pops into here. Okay, this is the next page. Beautiful tulip imagery there. So over to here, try to get up closer to you. Over to here, we're going to have a little holder. Now, this is a little image of a ledger image, and I've waxed this image. And then we have this little faux piece of paper here that I've just done some coffee dyeing on, some stamping on. So it'll give you a little more writing room. And this is, of course, coffee dyed. And this has been grunge coffee dyed over here on this side. Let's see the images on there. Okay, then we have this page. And this one here is some more of this. It's the other side of this one. And on there, I decided to place this adorable little girl. And adored is wrote across her. And then this is the edging of a paper rectangle doily. And it had been coffee dyed. And then I used a gold polish to put onto that to bring it out on this page. And then we have a little cardboard. We have cheesecloth, a little floral that I've gone ahead and just kind of aged a little bit and used a little gold gilding in, and then our number 27. Okay, next page. This is a glassine bag on this page. This is the cardstock that the card I decided to use in there. Some little tags placed in there. Our glassine bag, we have stamping on it. We have some napkin decoupage on there. And then this down here is a bottom, just a piece of paper, extra paper I put on there and I embossed on. This is a tea bag that I collaged on. And then we have a small little tag onto there holding little trinkets. We have another writing page here. On this page, I called this my family tree page. I had a circle die, so I took the shoe polish paper, cardstock, and I used my circle die, and then I had a tree stamp, and I put it on there and embossed in gold the tree, the family tree. And then I used these 3 ball pens, attached them onto the bottom, holding images of long ago. This is just a little tab of a little lady I put onto here. And she kind of went along with the rest of the page. Turn her over. This is the next page. A lovely lady with her little gown, a very large hat, a little parasol. We have a group of collaging going on over here. And then we have some brass heads that are attached to all 4 corners. A little lace on the edges here. Then we're going to have this little coffee dyed paper here. This is a Tim Holtz stamp also, and recognized by, I did attach Tim Holtz onto the areas where I used his stamps per angel policy. And then we did the Eiffel Tower onto this page. And then we did this little page here. Now, this is a shoe polish page. This is a section of the rectangle paper doily that I used. I used a little gilding polish in here. And then I attached this paper bag that has also been shoe polished, stamped on, decoupaged, and Mod Podged to seal. So inside of here we have this particular tag. This is also a shoe polish tag. This has got some sewing pattern paper on it, tissue paper, and more of it down here. It's got a cardboard back on it. I've done a little stamping. You can certainly write over that. And then we have a little stamping that's been done on here. And then you open this up, just pull it out, and then here's your image. And we've embossed Dream onto the tab. And then you can just pop it back into here. And this is a coffee dyed paper. This one here is a coffee dyed paper too. We have a little collaging going on over here. And I've turned this paper into a holder. Inside of here, we put this little child, and it says Netherlands 1893 on it. She was really kind of cute. So we put her back into here. Then this little image here is a car. Oh, I had it on some paper, and I thought, I think I'll put it in here just to use it as a pocket. So I tore it out from my paper. I've inked it up. I attached it onto this shoe polished paper here. Let's see. And then we've done some stitching around the outside of that too before I glued it on. And then this is another manila tag. Shoe polished out. And then I stamped lines onto a piece of paper and attached it onto here. And then we did some inking onto the front. So you got a nice big pocket. You could add many more things back in there. It's a large pocket. And then we have this little writing section in here. This nice piece of paper here, which I went ahead and put masking tape onto here and then just did some stamping onto that. And then we did a little collage over here. This is also another paper bag. It's been shoe polished too. And then we did a lot of little collage pieces. And this little girl also carries a little tag here. And then this is the tag that was made to put into here. And we have a little feather that's been embossed onto there. And then this image here has been waxed before I attached it onto the manila tag, which is now shoe polished. And this is coffee dyed paper here. I've done some stenciling onto that, and we embossed a chandelier onto this side. Over here, you can see this is I'm now in the center of my signature, and we have a collaging that's gone on. I attached a piece of lace first and made a pocket, and then I came back and did some extra papers, and then this is a Tim Holtz stamp here that I've attached onto there. And then we have 4 of these little telegrams that I've aged and tied up into a little bundle and put inside of this little pocket. And these are just beautiful pages. I just left them alone. I thought they were so pretty. And then this is copy dyed, and that's copy dyed for much more writing area. This is your little handkerchief, and this is a strip of muslin, and I just went ahead and stitched a little decorative stitch into and added these blue buttons to match them with the blue from the handkerchief. The backdrop on this is going to be the rectangle paper doily that's been copy dyed, and then I used a little gilding polish onto that. And this is also a shoe polished page. Then we have another writing area in here, and then this is a shoe polished page here with paper that I've torn and accented on to hold as a pocket. And then this will be the tag, a manila tag, what once was manila, and I've used it to shoe polish. Then we did a little embossing, a little highlighting with some gold gilding. We have a little frame here, and this little lady, little circle that I cut out and attached here, numbers, laces. We did a little gessoing on the back of this one, so you can write on it. And then we have a little decoupage over here, and we have Timeless that has been embossed onto this side. Turn it back around, place it back in its holder. We have some more pages here. It's easy to write on. And then we have this little guy over here on the side. He holds little beads and little whatnots. Okay, then we have this little musical sheet here on this side. There's the little roses into it. It's just a real pretty piece. And then we have this grunged coffee dyed piece here, and I've just flipped it open. And then we have these little clusters gathered here, and a little 10 holds tiny attacher onto there. And then we have another grind sheet and another writing page here, another writing page here, and then this is the back of the journal. So that's what I have been working on. Wanted to share those things with you. I hope that you enjoyed this. I'd appreciate it if you could give me some thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, if you could do so, I would appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time. Bye now.